Describe Gigi in 3 words.
It's one. Honest, hardworking, annoying.
The most high-profile player you played against when you were at Spurs.
I would probably say Andy Carroll. It was right at his ascension, and he was just such a formidable powerhouse in the air. And I was learning how to play defense, and I had to go 1v1 against him, and he taught me a lesson or two.
Your most favorite in Malaysian football so far?
Piala Malaysia, for me, for sure. Probably one of the best memories of my life after having my baby. Of course, that's number one. But yeah, that was my favorite day.
Could you describe your routine on match days?
So I have the same pre-match meal every single match day, which is 3 Wheat Bix and a scoop of protein powder with milk. I have to have that as my meal before the game. But then on the build up to the game, it's just a lot of resting. You're planning on going at 100 miles an hour at 9 p.m., which is not what your body's used to. So I try to get it as close to like a training day when I would train in the morning. So I wake up, we usually eat, do some sort of limbering, and then I try to go back to sleep and then formulate like I'm waking up to the game. And that's basically the essentials, my meal and my sleep.
How did you end up joining KLCT? Could you sort of summarize it for us?
If I had to sum it up quickly, I'd just have to say that my CEO, Stanley Bernard, was made aware of me as he had a history in media. He had seen me play a Champions League game, and by the grace of God, it was a game when I played well, and he was impressed. And then he found out that I was off contract and they were looking for a centre-back, and fortunately it synced up perfectly, and the rest is history.
Your roommate on away days?
Declan Lambert.
Why? Why him?
Declan, I'll say the nice thing. Declan is a top boy, a top player, but also has fantastic taste in music.
How did you meet your wife?
A story that's very long, but to sum it up quickly, when I first moved out of home, I met her in high school, and I had a huge crush on her. And she basically said to me one day, let's go for lunch. And I said, I have class. There's no way I have to go in for my English class. She said, just skip. I was saying, I can't do that. Like, he'll know. She said, what class are you in? I said, I'm in C23. She said, okay, I'll come get you. So I went into class. I thought, this girl's so strange, 5 minutes later, she knocks on my door. She has a piece of paper, glasses on, which she doesn't need. And she goes, excuse me, sir, is there a Jung cuddler? And he says, yeah. She said, he has to come with me to the principal's office. And I got out of class and we went and had Subway. And that was that was how I met my wife.
When did you decide that you wanted to become a pro footballer?
Birth. I didn't know anything different. My family's from Napoli, Italian. Football is in our veins. I don't remember any toy other than a football. My dad used to always talk about Maradona and the glory days at Napoli. So I knew no different. Everything was a means to my footballing end. I was at school just to waste time until I got to football. So I can't remember a time without it.
What has been the most outrageous experience as a footballer?
There's so many, but I would say I was able to play a game for Spurs, a friendly match against Manchester United at Old Trafford. That was like fulfilling a dream. To go to Old Trafford and play on that ground and see that. That was an outrageous moment for me. But also, if I can sum it up quickly, I was at Spurs at the period where Gareth Bale kind of shot to ascension. And that was the first time to me I saw the gravity of football, the global, how it can just encompass the whole world, that Real Madrid wanted to buy this guy that I have breakfast with. And I remember the day of the transfer window, and my house was about 1 kilometer from the training ground. And I remember coming out of my garage, and I'm coming out of the gate, and I'm already seeing cars parked up on the country road, and I thought, why are they here? We're outside of the city. And I turned, there's one road to the training ground, and it was all reporters, all fans, all the way there, all to see if Gareth Bale was in the training ground and where he was going and what he was doing. And that was, for me, so outrageous. I'm this boy from Sydney who just wanted to show my dad that I could score a goal and did you like how I played? And now I'm seeing that 7 billion people want to know if Gareth Bale was going to Real Madrid or not. And that really stuck out to me.
What are some of the sacrifices that you had to make as a professional footballer?
I think the same sacrifices like everybody does in their jobs, in their fields. You know, obviously in football, I think you get things highlighted very quickly because you have to be a grown up very fast, especially as players who leave to go abroad. You know, I think about the days when I was 16, 17, I was in Italy, didn't have a lot of money, kind of finding my footing, and you don't have that guidance like you're supposed to have when you're at home, you know? So I think the sacrifices you make are, you miss birthdays, you miss weddings, you miss events, you can't go out and party with your friends at the age when you think you're supposed to. But I have to say that I'm very, very lucky. I had a super supportive family that always kind of made me feel like I was doing it for the right reason. And then at 16, 17, I met my wife, and at 18, she moved in with me. So I kind of built my own family at home. So if it wasn't for her and them, I don't think I could have survived a lot of those sacrifices. So it is a sacrificial life, and it is very hard, but if you find the right people, it can make it worthwhile.
And how has it been being a new father, juggling that as well as your career?
Difficult. I can't say I take much of the workload. My wife is amazing. She does 99.9% of things, but you feel the lack of sleep for sure. And I think Boyan knows it, and I think he likes to tease me and prod me a little bit. Every single morning when I walk into training ground, he says, "How much sleep do you get?" And I always say 3 hours or 4 hours, or you know. But for a beautiful cause. I know this is only a period that's I'm gonna blink and it's gonna be gone, and my daughter's gonna be 16 or something like that. I know life will fly, but yeah, it's hard. It's very, very hard. What I